Scott Jensen from Wisconsin, a frequent viewer and typer, says, can the panel name one Republican candidate aside from Ron Paul that has actually proposed real cuts in the federal budget? And he also wants to know, Charles, if Ron Paul wins Iowa, how will you discount that victory?
I'll take the first question. Romney has his plan. I'm not talking about the 59 points. I'm talking about the plan he did on entitlements.
Loosely based on Paul Ryan.
Yes, on entitlements on the Paul Ryan plan, with another option, which Ryan endorsed, where you can keep the Medicare as is if that's your choice, which was the Alice Rivlin plan, which has a lot of support everywhere, left to right. Probably will end up, I mean, in fact, there are Democrats now who are lining up for exactly what Ryan has proposed, with the added proviso that you can choose the old Medicare if you want. That might become a majority position in the country after, ironically, the Democrats railed against it and they won a seat in New York, one of these special elections in New York 26, I think it was, running on Medicare alone. So it could end up being a consensus position. But he actually had large cuts, I can't remember the details, it was about a month ago, in that plan, on discretionary spending, where he laid out exactly what he would do. It's not insignificant. Of course, the money isn't in discretionary, it's in entitlements. But that's a serious attempt at an attack on the budget, and I'm sure if he were elected and if he enacted this, it would have a major effect on American debt.
John in New York. What's that?
Do you want me to answer number
the second
two?
one? Kirsten, go ahead.
Charles will say that Iowa is a small state. It relies on organization and very fervent supporters, and Ron Paul has very fervent supporters and that are very organized, and they turned out, but you can't read too much into it unless he can pull the same thing off in other states.
Oh, I would be far more unequivocal in sweeping and saying, sure, he won Iowa, but he's not going to win the nomination, period. Okay. Although he could be the one person in America with the most influence on the outcome of this presidential election. If he decides, he will go to a third party, which, as you remember when he was on the panel, he refused repeatedly to rule out. If he did that, he will elect Obama.
But he did later refuse. After the center seat, he was asked about it numerous times and said he wasn't going to do it. A lot of people are typing in. Jim in Schwartz Creek says, what scares me is Paul running as a third party guy.
Well, it's still possible, and if he does, we can save the billions on the ads, call the election off in summer, and spend the money on popcorn and ice cream.
Okay.